Hey everybody, it's me from the TOEIC Academy. Today I want to share with you my best tips to boost your TOEIC listening score. These are techniques that we teach in our full TOEIC courses, but here I'll give them to you for free. Make sure you watch this video until the end so you don't miss any of them. And if you enjoy this video, do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get started. Tip number 1, practice using the Tactic 9 strategy. Tactic 9 is a powerful listening strategy that will help you understand what is being said, even if you don't know some of the vocabulary. It stands for the following. When you hear a sentence, try to identify the topic or the main idea of that sentence. After that, try to identify the key words in that sentence. Then put the key words together to form phrases. Finally, try to paraphrase the whole sentence in your own words. If you practice this strategy before taking your exam, you'll be able to understand more questions correctly. Tip number 2, don't just rely on keywords. It's true that identifying keywords can help you quickly find the answer to a question. But relying only on keywords is not enough. There are many cases where the keyword approach might lead you to choose the wrong answer. That's why you should also focus on understanding the context and the NHS between different parts of a sentence or a paragraph. For example, in part 4 of the test, you won't find the exact same words in the question and the options. But you still have to figure out which option fits best. To do that, you need to fully understand the meaning of the highlighted part of the sentence. Focusing only on keywords might cause you to miss out on the correct answer. So pay attention to every word and try to understand the context. Tip number 3, learn how to identify the speaker's intonation and emotions. In the TOEIC listening test, there are 4 types of intonation: statements, questions, commands, and exclamations. In part 2 and 3 of the test, the speakers change their intonation depending on the type of information they want to convey. So it's important that you learn how to identify these different intonations. This will help you understand what the speaker is saying and choose the right answer. Here's a simple trick. If the tone of voice is flat, the speaker is making a statement. If the tone goes up at the end, it's a question. If the tone is short and direct, it's a command. If the tone goes up and down with stress, it's an exclamation. Tip number 4, learn to recognize the different parts of a conversation. In part 3 of the TOEIC test, you'll hear conversations between 2 people, and in part 4, you'll hear a talk by 1 person. Each conversation or talk has a certain structure, and if you learn to recognize that structure, you'll be able to understand each part of the conversation or talk very easily. For example, in part 3, the beginning of the conversation usually introduces the topic. The middle develops the topic, and the end concludes the conversation. In part 4, talks usually follow this structure. The introduction presents the topic, the body provides details about the topic, and the conclusion summarizes the talk or makes a final statement. Once you internalize this structure, you'll be able to follow the conversation or talk much more easily. Tip number 5, don't skip any questions. Time management is very important in the TOEIC test. Make sure you listen to every single instruction and don't skip any questions. If you skip a question, you lose that question. There's no penalty for incorrect answers. So always try to answer all the questions. If you don't understand a question, read it several times. If that doesn't help, guess an answer and move on. You can always go back to that question later if you have time. But make sure you don't skip any questions because that would be a big mistake. Alright everybody, that's it for today. These are my 5 best tips to boost your TOEIC listening score. Remember, if you want to become fluent in English faster and get a higher score in your TOEIC exam, you need to practice consistently. The good thing is that you can start practicing right now. All you need is a smartphone and a reliable internet connection. We look forward to being part of your learning journey. See you next time.